Welcome to our channel, where we dive into the darkest and most mysterious tales from the deep. Today we bring you 3 true scary boating horror stories that will make you think twice before setting sail again. So, dim the lights, sit back, and prepare to be terrified. Picture this, a group of friends, their laughter echoing across the ocean, the sound mingling with the gentle lapping of the waves. They were on a journey, seeking adventure, their vessel cutting through the waves under a setting sun, the sky painted in hues of orange and pink. Little did they know, their laughter would soon be replaced by screams of terror, their joy turning into a nightmare. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a thick fog rolled in, shrouding their boat in an eerie, impenetrable mist. The air grew heavy, filled with an oppressive silence that seemed to swallow every sound, leaving only the beating of their hearts. Then, through the mist, a shape began to emerge, slowly taking form in the dense fog. At first, it was just a hazy outline, barely discernible through the thick mist. But as it drew closer, the friends watched in horrified fascination as the shape solidified, revealing the unmistakable silhouette of a ship. It was an ancient vessel, its sails tattered and torn, flapping weakly in the cold wind. No crew could be seen on deck, no lights illuminated its ghostly form, making it appear even more otherworldly. Driven by a mix of curiosity and unease, the friends cautiously approached the spectral vessel, their hearts pounding in their chests. One of the friends, a seasoned sailor named Jack, squinted through the gloom, trying to make sense of what he was seeing. He had heard tales of ghost ships from old sailors, but he had always dismissed them as mere superstition and folklore. Now, staring at the rotting hulk before him, he couldn't shake the feeling of dread that settled in his gut. Suddenly, the fog began to dissipate, and the ghostly ship was bathed in moonlight, its eerie presence becoming even more pronounced. They noticed a name on the ship's bow, the Mary Celeste, the letters barely visible through the grime and decay. Jack knew that name. It was a ship shrouded in mystery, discovered adrift and abandoned in 1872. Its crew vanished without a trace. A cold wind swept across the deck of the Mary Celeste, stirring the tattered sails and sending a chill down their spines. Jack knew they had to get away. He roared at his friends, "Turn the boat around! Get us out of here!" His voice was filled with urgency and fear, but it was too late. The ghostly ship lurched toward them with impossible speed, closing the distance in mere moments. The friends huddled together, their faces pale with terror, as the Mary Celeste drew alongside their vessel, its presence overwhelming. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the Mary Celeste vanished into thin air, leaving only the echo of their fear. Shaken to their core, the friends sailed through the night, the memory of the Mary Celeste seared into their minds, a haunting reminder of the unknown lurking in the depths of the ocean. Our next tale takes us to a secluded coastline where an imposing lighthouse stood sentinel against the crashing waves. This lighthouse, with its towering structure and weather-beaten exterior, had long been a subject of local legends and eerie tales. The Thompson family, oblivious to the lighthouse's sinister reputation, decided to anchor their sailboat just offshore. They were drawn to the picturesque setting, unaware of the dark history that loomed over the lighthouse. As the sun began its descent, the family gathered on the deck of their sailboat, their laughter mingling with the cries of gulls. The golden hues of the sunset painted a serene picture, masking the ominous presence of the lighthouse. The lighthouse, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, seemed almost welcoming. Its light, which had guided countless sailors to safety, now appeared as a beacon of tranquility. But as darkness enveloped the coastline, the atmosphere aboard the sailboat shifted. The once inviting lighthouse now cast long, eerie shadows over the water. The playful banter ceased, replaced by an unsettling silence. The family could feel an inexplicable tension in the air, as if the night itself was holding its breath. The wind picked up, transforming the gentle rocking of the boat into a violent pitching and rolling. The once calm sea turned tumultuous, mirroring the growing unease among the Thompsons. The children retreated to the cabin below, their earlier excitement replaced by a growing sense of dread. They huddled together, seeking comfort in each other's presence. John, the father, tried to contact the Coast Guard on his radio, but the storm interfered with the signal. Static filled the airwaves, adding to the family's mounting anxiety. It was then that they heard it, a low, mournful moan, carried on the wind from the direction of the lighthouse. The sound was haunting, sending chills down their spines. The moaning grew louder, more insistent, as if whatever was making the sound was drawing closer. It was a sound that seemed to pierce the very soul, filling them with an overwhelming sense of dread. John and Sarah, the mother, joined on deck, their gaze fixed on the imposing silhouette of the lighthouse. They could feel an unseen presence watching them, adding to their growing fear. The lights in the lighthouse began to flicker, casting dancing shadows across the raging sea. Each flicker seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, heightening the family's terror. The moaning reached a crescendo, and then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it stopped. The abrupt silence was almost more terrifying than the sound itself. A figure, tall and gaunt, stood on the balcony of the lighthouse, its glowing eyes fixed on them. The apparition seemed to radiate an aura of despair and madness. Terror surged through John and Sarah. They had heard the stories of a lighthouse keeper driven mad by isolation. Now those stories seemed all too real. The figure raised its arm, pointing a skeletal finger directly at the sailboat. It was a gesture that seemed to seal their fate, filling them with a sense of impending doom. John scrambled for the engine controls, and with a roar the engine sputtered to life. Desperation fueled his actions as he steered the boat away from the cursed lighthouse. They didn't stop until dawn. The lighthouse a distant silhouette against the rising sun. The family, shaken but safe, vowed never to return to that haunted coastline again. Chapter 3. The Vanishing Crew. The sea, for all its beauty and majesty, can be a cruel and unforgiving mistress, a realm where the line between life and death is often as thin as a whisper. This is one such tale, a story of a fishing vessel named the Wanderer, and the chilling fate that befell her crew, a fate that would haunt the annals of maritime history. The Wanderer, a sturdy trawler, had set sail from Crescent Bay under a clear sky, her hull cutting through the water with purpose and determination. Her crew, a group of hardened men, were in high spirits, their laughter and banter echoing across the deck as they embarked on what they believed would be a routine fishing expedition. Days turned into nights as the Wanderer ventured farther out to sea, the horizon stretching endlessly before them, a canvas of ever-changing hues. The crew worked tirelessly, their camaraderie a source of comfort amidst the vastness of the ocean, their shared purpose binding them together like a family. Little did they know that the men of the Wanderer were sailing towards a silence deeper than any they could have imagined, a silence that would soon envelop them in its cold embrace. It began subtly, a series of unsettling occurrences that gnawed at the edges of their sanity. Strange whispers seemed to emanate from the depths, carried on the wind, their origins a mystery that sent shivers down their spines. Shadows danced at the edge of their vision, disappearing when approached, leaving the men questioning their own senses. The ship's cat, usually a lively presence, became withdrawn, hiding in the darkest corners of the vessel, its eyes wide with an unspoken fear. The captain, a seasoned sailor with years of experience, tried to quell the growing disquiet among his crew, his voice a steady anchor in the storm of their unease. One evening, the radio crackled to life, breaking the oppressive silence that had settled over the ship. The voice that emerged was garbled, distorted, but urgent, a plea for help that cut through the static like a knife. "Mayday! Mayday!" the voice rasped. "This is the Seafarer. Something's wrong. Help us!" The desperation in the voice was palpable, a cry from the abyss. The transmission cut out abruptly, leaving behind an eerie silence that seemed to echo in the minds of the crew. The captain recognized the voice as belonging to the captain of the Seafarer, a fishing vessel that had left port a few days before them, now seemingly lost to the void. He tried desperately to re-establish contact, but all his efforts were met with nothing but static, a wall of impenetrable noise. Days later, the Wanderer stumbled upon the Seafarer, adrift in the vast emptiness of the ocean. The Seafarer was deserted, a ghost ship on the waves. Her nets lay untouched, her fishing gear abandoned, as if the crew had vanished into thin air. Personal belongings lay scattered about, half-eaten meals sat on tables, a snapshot of a moment frozen in time. The captain of the Wanderer picked up the logbook lying open on the captain's table, its pages fluttering in the breeze. The last entry read, "It came from the depths." The words were scrawled hastily, a final testament to the terror that had claimed the crew. The Wanderer returned to Crescent Bay, her crew forever marked by the chilling fate of the Seafarer, their hearts heavy with the weight of the unknown. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these terrifying tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. Share your own scary boating experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and beware of what lurks in the dark waters.